Living Death. We have a sack outlet, which means put everything into our graveyard.
Today on Commander Replay, did I get my new favorite mono-white commander exiled into that living death? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below. Ojer Talk Deepest Foundation, Game 2. We've got 2 lands in his hand, not enough mana to get to our commander. Oh man, Virtue of Loyalty looks so good for this deck. Cards I like, but without mana ramp here, we're gonna have to mulligan that one. And this one's a little bit of ramp, a little bit of card draw. We can try to make this work. Skull Clamp is massively powerful, so if we can find literal anything to Skull Clamp, should be in alright shape. Keep this one. Hopefully we're not going last this time. Last time we got bit by the turn order. Nope, we're going last this time. Ugh. Jesus. Shirei Shizo's Caretaker. Yeah, there's one. That deck can get pretty silly. Soul Ring, that's not what you want to see. Into boots. Another Skull Clamp. Yep, good in their deck too. Good in most decks, really. Mana Vault is a helpful card. Let's get the Windburst Kites in because it does come in tapped. What are we putting under there? Man. Putting Idol of Oblivion, losing that one hurts a little bit. How is Keeper gonna be? I'm going to keep Keeper under there in case we run out of lands, because his hand is very land light. So if we get into trouble land-wise, and we Windbrisk the Keeper in, that has the ability to catch us up really quickly. So I think that's the best choice we can make, based on what we know. Wouldn't mind drawing another land, though. I'm a little bit land light on this deck, though. That is Ludevic Necrogenius coming in. Take a read of this one. 2 mana for a 2/3. Enters the battlefield or attacks, mill a card. Pay X, double blue, double black. Exile X target creature cards from your graveyard, then transform it. As a creature transforms into Olag Ludevic's Hubris, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it, except its name is Olag Ludevic's Hubris. It's a 4/4 and it's legendary. In addition to its other types, put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of creature cards exiled this way. Interesting. Welcoming Vampire is a card that we can reasonably play kind of soonish here, so that'll be good. Play the Bonder's Enclave, though we still need to find that land. Get the Pearl Medallion. Yeah, if we can get the 3rd land, I think we can then find some way to start drawing some cards so that we can get to the ones after it. Ooh, Annihilator got stuck. No green mana. Or they're sitting on an instant, but my guess is they got stuck. Weatherlight Completed. That was one that looked pretty cool. Didn't even really get to use it all that much. Discard a card. I don't want to discard any of our cards. Yeah, we literally need all of these cards. I guess the token producers are the things that can be replaced the easiest, so we're going to get rid of Angel of Invention. It makes me really sad, but there's the 3rd land, thank God. Really didn't want to get caught without that land. So that allows us to do a couple things here. We can go Welcoming Vampire for 2, and then Mana Vault with this 1. And then next turn we can cast the Knight Captain of Eos. We can also cast our commander, that's the thing too. We can cast the Knight Captain of Eos and then Skull Clamp some of the tokens, or at least one of the tokens, and try to get to more lands. I'd prefer we didn't have to do the sacrifice this and it comes back and makes us discard our entire hand kind of thing. Everflowing Chalice. This deck is Recursion Light, so getting this thing back is going to be pretty tough. I think it's only No, there's Ameria and Marshall's Anthem. Those are the 2 that can do it. Still not a lot of ways to do that, though. Small attacks from opponent right here. Gonna get some chipping in, enters the battlefield. They're gonna mill a card. Can make it not be blocked if they want. Need to read this again. 2 mana 5/5. As long as it has 4 or more Phyresis counters on it, it's a creature in addition to its other types. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a counter on it, then draw a card. Yeah, that's probably worth shooting. I mean, do you shoot that or shoot Skull Clamp? They're both nasty. This one's probably a little slower than Skull Clamp, I would think. If we draw a land ourselves, we might have to think about just going to Dismantling Wave. They're gonna Surveil too. So just trying to dump bodies in the graveyard. Yeah, they got some stuff. Slagstorm. I guess that happens. Gets rid of the discard thing, at least for now. So that's good, I guess. But I feel like I've never gotten to really use this card. Would like to use it one time. The free card draw off that would have been real nice. But now we're definitely going to have to Skull Clamp our tokens with this thing. Slagstorm is an underplayed card, though I suppose Anger of the Gods is a little bit better. But even then, you don't see that one all that much. Even though... yeah, it should be fairly well positioned right now, just because recursion is a thing, and creatures are generally smaller, though a lot of like 4-mana creatures have 4 toughness now. Instead of, it used to be like the 4-mana 2/2 with a strong ability. That creature's now like a 4-mana 3/4, 4-mana 4/4 with a strong ability. Blood Pet is disgusting. Clamps the Blood Pet. Yep. Everyone's like kind of low on cards. Well, fish is going to go up to 4, I guess. Oh, really? More? Oh, that upsets me. I guess it's got to be Dismantling Wave, even though like we probably need that to not die. But we need to get Skull Clamp going. Onboard draw is how you beat repeated discard effects. Annihilator's out. Yep. Elish Norn shuts off Fish's deck completely. That's a thing. We could cast it, but I want to get more cards, is what I want to do. So we cast the Knight Captain of Eos. We get 2 1/1s, and then we're going to start Skull Clamp and stuff. There's another Plains. Cast the Plains. Skull Clamp this thing. And now we're set up okay. I do miss that removal a lot, though. Mask of Memory for opponent. That is also a great way to get past the mass discarding. There's a Coffers. Luckily, they don't have a lot of swamps yet. Skull Clamp's the thing. Another thing on Weatherlight. More draw. Ayara is disgusting. But at least it's not discard. It will get us killed eventually, though. Skull Clamp's that. Yep. Back to our turn. Oh, I want to untap the Vault, but no. So Jiri Shelter is okay. Play the land. We can get to Elspeth right here. Or we can get our Commander. I'll go Commander first and hope that doesn't cost us. 2/2. Yeah, nowhere to really go with that. This makes soldiers. This does make soldiers, so this makes soldiers. This also makes soldiers, which means we can replenish our fog ability. I like this card. It doesn't show up a ton. I think it should show up a little bit more than it does, at least if you're talking about a token deck, because prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn by sacrificing a soldier. That's a lot of board control. I mean, repeatable fogs. Repeatable fogs are very strong against combat decks. That is a lot of board control. It's a little slow at 5 mana, especially as like a 2/2, but you can wall up pretty good against combat decks with that, so it's a nice thing to have. It doesn't really have a path in anywhere. Though, fish... I don't know if fish would block. Yeah, they're going to try fish and see if fish wants to trade, but... Nah, they just take the damage. Yeah, Yara is super powerful. You want to keep that one in play. Shirei coming in. Yep. Yara's going to get us all. And better not be... Wow. Yep, more... Mass Exile. I mean, I think we just got to go straight for Elish Norn. We don't... we need to draw a land to get to Elish Norn now. Gross. Oh, it makes me sad. Are we getting rid of Hero Bladehold? Yeah, get rid of Hero Bladehold. Love Hero Bladehold. They sacrifice it, so it'll come back. Yeah, we need to get to Elish Norn ASAP. 5/5 coming our way. Yep. What did opponent just do? They cast... Destroy target creature. Who'd they destroy? They destroyed the Commander. Thank God. So we're not going to have to discard another one. Yeah, that's a relief. This thing's now a creature, though. And they get to... I think they start drawing. Yeah, they start drawing now. And they're tapped out, so we can put a little damage on them. It's good news. Lose life to the Mana Vault. Secure the Wastes. Not really what we needed. Well, on the other hand, we just end-step that. That is actually a crap ton of tokens. Or we can just go Elspeth. Maybe we hold up the Surprise right here. I think we hold up the Surprise. Play this as a land. Skull Clamp on our Commander. Put a little damage on fish. This guy has Vigilance, which is nice. And we pass like that. Secure the Waste at the end step. Yeah, discard is a really interesting aspect of the game because in certain cases, like if you don't have answers, you're just out of the game, right? Like if you don't have things in play already, it can just destroy you and you can't do anything. So in that sense, it can feel terrible. But if you have like later in the game, if you already have like a very strong board state, discard may or may not help as much. Also, the other thing, right, as soon as you have like onboard card draw, like a Skull Clamp or a Beast Whisperer or something like that, that sort of stuff can negate the effects of discard pretty good. So you can, and like those are common things to play also, right? So like commonly played cards can just get you around discard. It's sort of just like, it comes down to the very specifics of the game of what happens when you find certain things and so on. It's a 13/13, no big deal. Where's it going? It's going into fish. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, fish is on the clearly most combo-centric deck. I mean, if you're our opponent, this is Jack the Card Ripper, by the way, piloting this deck. If you're our opponent, you take the chances with the mono-white deck, not with the mono-black combo deck, right? Like, you're going to have way more opportunities to interact with the mono-white tokens deck. Ooh, 17 Commander. Mask of Memory trigger. Down to 17 for fish. Fish doesn't make a big play. We can probably take her out. Because the plan is to go this thing followed by Elish Norn, and that is a lot of power on board. Oh, you know what we still have? We still have our Fog guy. We would need to catch another land to be able to leave it up. But the turn after that, we should be able to, like, hopefully leave up a mana and fog with some soldiers. Fish also has to think about this thing, too, and they don't really know what we're about to do. A board wipe in general would be not amazing. We would get some cards back out of it, so I guess that's, like, okay. But it would slow us down a bit. This is the life loss one. 2 damage to each opponent, you gain 2 life. Surprisingly strong in that deck. We're down to 29. Fish probably trying to gain the life back. Victimize. Oh, no. No. So here comes more mass discard. What card do we want to keep? That's the question. Elish Norn shuts down all of the nonsense. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about this. I mean, even just casting Secure the Waste. Yeah, Secure the Waste gets us more card draw, and as much as I really want the Elish Norn. Yeah, it makes me sad. I'm not going to get to see the Elspeth. We'll discard the Elish Norn in hopes that one of the 2 things can bring it back. I do want to make sure we wait to the end step on the Secure the Waste. I thought about doing it now, but with 3 mana, they could have a Deluge up. And if we spit out a bunch of tokens, they might Deluge. Skull Clamp on the one... Oh, my... Well, we're going to have to do it before all that happens. Yeah, now the card draw engine is going. Punished again by going last. If we were ahead of Fish in the turn order, we would be getting abused much less by the card draw. These, unfortunately, are warriors, not soldiers, which won't let us fog. No, the commander's not in right now, so they won't be coming back again. Witch's Oven. Brings it to the end step. Time to get the Secure the Wastes going. Be X4? Oh, yeah, the Elish Norn? Should have been probably easy good game. Sadly, no more Elish Norn. Yeah, that's a lot of 1/1s. Brings it back to our turn. See if we can rip a finisher. Legion's Landing. Not a finisher, though, a cute effect that I was hoping we'd get to see. And it should give us ramp, too. Normally a very, like, mid kind of card, but in this deck, you get it after your commander. Really good. So let's get that going. Make a 1/1. That 1/1 does have lifelink. How much do I care about the... the lifelink wouldn't be awful. The question is, how much do I care about damage against Fish versus the lifelink? Let's start Skull Clamping stuff. Draw 2 cards. Heliod on the Path of Ancestry. It's at least a land. Play that. Heliod would give us Vigilance, which isn't the worst thing I've heard of. Mana's getting a little tight, though. Ashnod's Altar is very combo. Ugh, Ancient Tomb. Should have held out for the Ancient Tomb. We'd only have colorless mana with the Ashnod's Altar. That's disappointing. Although, we can do some stuff second main. Okay. Go to combat. This one over here, the rest of these into Fish. Leave a couple back for blocks. So that'll flip the Legion's Landing. And this thing, this is a very underwhelming land normally, but if you're making 3 of them, it's actually not awful. You're going to block 2. Does it have any evasion on it? Not currently. Fish goes down to 15. Oh, what to do here? We have 4 white mana left. Do a land count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If both of our opponents play a land, we'll get an additional land. Does that make Keeper of the Accord worth it? Probably not. So that being the case, cast the Ashnod's Altar. Start sacrificing stuff. Make some mana. Skull Clamp 1. Draw some cards. Sacrifice another one. Draw some cards. Sacrifice a few more. Draw some cards. Ooh, Virtue of Loyalty. Cool looking card. Skull Clamp 1 more. I suppose I could have left that. Ooh, Martial Coup was a card. Okay, Felidar Retreat is some badly needed pump. Okay, I think we're good here. Oh, we're on 8 lands, yeah, so Keeper of the Accord wouldn't even get us a land. Get rid of... Myriad Landscape seems real slow at this point. Oh, we need to get rid of more than that. Our card draw's fine. We can live without Mangara. Oh, looks like we got to get rid of more. Command Beacon. Any of these soldiers? Nope, all warriors. Need to find more soldiers. This one makes soldiers. There's a question about whether the timing of this works the way you want it to, because... Oh, no, this one would definitely work. The question is whether Phyrexian Rebirth and Sunfall would work with the timing of our commander getting destroyed. I am not sure. Gisa, Glorious Resurrector. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Oh, that shuts off Skull Clamp, is what that does. Luckily, we have Rumor Gatherer. I can still get some cards with that. Right now, I think my plan is we're going to end step, instant the Knight, which should make 3 Knights. Should give us some bodies back on board. And then we probably just, next turn I think we just try to lay down as much as we possibly can. See what Fish has got. A board wipe would slow us down tremendously, but at least our hand is full. Master of Death. More Surveil, so it's just like surveil.deck over there, but makes sense with the commander. Just load up that graveyard full of stuff. What does this do? God, there's so much text on this thing. Beginning of your end step, choose a card type, then reveal the top 2 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type in this way into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. See what Fish has got. Fish has got 9 cards. Pretty good mana. Not a lot of power in play and not a lot of,
Doesn't have their commander or a combo piece per se. But they could still have a pretty big turn. Living Death. We have a sack outlet, which means put everything into our graveyard. Won't help much with the tokens, but with the other stuff. Sacrifice this thing. Sacrifice this thing. No. What do we have coming back? We'll have Mangara. Elishnorn. Ooh. That's, opponent's going to Malakir Rebirth their Gisa. Oh, wait. These just go straight to exile. Oh, that's not good. That's real bad. Right. That sucks. Yep, just got our commander exiled. That's a bad time. No way to get that back. But we do get some cool stuff. Namely an Elishnorn. That should basically annihilate Fish's board. They will get a bunch of ETB triggers, though. Oh, I can't believe we just got our commander exiled. So much for getting a great look at our commander. Hasn't really worked out all that well in 2 games. Question is, do we want to fabricate? Because we'd only be getting 2 with the fabricate. Yeah, we still have anthems, so let's go for the servos. Iara is going to get us a bunch of times. I think I cut True Conviction. Should be... Oh, we still have that Bond of Discipline. That can gain us a lot of life. Which one is this? This is the Exile a card. What are we exiling? Rumor Gatherer, I guess? I guess Rumor Gatherer. Skull Clamp seems to be holding up strong here, so... Like, no one's shot it is the main thing. And I guess in blue-black, it's not the easiest to remove a Skull Clamp. There's a few things that do it, but it's not like other colors. Then we got a discard one. What are we discarding here? Martial Coup, maybe? I think Martial Coup. Body Count. Draw a card for each creature that died under your... Oh, God, that's a lot of card draw. We do draw with Mangara. That's Savine's Reclamation. What does that do? That puts lands into play. And lands give us additional Felidar Retreat triggers, which is exactly what we want. Also, so like, as I was talking about, if our commander's in play, the 4 mana for this thing, really not bad. Because by itself, 4 mana for the 2/1 only really comes up late in the game when you have, like, nothing else to do. But if you're getting 3 of them, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Deluge for 8. I guess that happens. Then we Virtue of Loyalty, or Adventure Fealty, I guess it is. And we make a Knight. So we're going to have to go Bodies mode on the Felidar Retreat. Felidar Retreat, man, I've been running this. I guess I've been playing more Go Wide of late. And in Go Wide, Felidar Retreat is insane. It just, like, it does everything you want to be doing, and it does it for the cost of a land drop, which is so fantastically good. I've talked about how good it is, but I think I've also undervalued it in the sense that, like, I could be running a lot of decks that don't have it currently, that I probably should have it. Yeah, let's get that Felidar Retreat in. Drop a land. We're going to make a 2/2. What's in our graveyard? Just lands that are interesting. Myriad Landscape, though. We can get that with the Savines. Seems pretty good. Yeah, let's Savines the Myriad Landscape. Make another 2/2. 1, 2, 3, 4 white mana left. Let's sacrifice a 2/2 for some mana. I think we get the Odric right here. If we're doing that, do we need to sacrifice it? Yeah, I think we should. No, actually, maybe we don't. I guess the question is, do we want to get Heliod? Yeah, I guess we'll just lay down Heliod also. Just keep dropping stuff. Hope our opponents can't answer it. Oh, we get to scry one. How about that? Gargoyle Castle is not what we need. It would be cool with our commander, though, but our commander is long gone, so get rid of that. Oh, we've got 1 mana left. Excellent. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Put the Skull Clamp on the Odric in case it dies. Poke Fish for 2. Okay, and we keep on rolling. Unfortunately, all of Fish's stuff did not get exiled with the timing of everything that happened. That would be ideal. All of our stuff did get exiled, which sucks. Kind of hoping on no removal right here. Though, I mean, the way Fish's deck is, she could just find some, like, we lose a bunch of life combo and just die to that. And I would be very frustrated about that. Dollhouse of Horrors, haven't seen this one. It's out of the, what is that, Crimson Vow? The one after it, Midnight Hunt. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a construct. That's a token of the exile. It's 0/0. This creature gets +1/+1 for each construct you control, gains haste until end of turn, only as a sorcery. Interesting. Alright, let's see what Fish has got. Got to try to survive this turn. 10 cards in hand. Oh, if it's even a Torment, I'm going to be so annoyed. It's their commander. Okay. Which uses up most of their mana. We've got, what, 2 left? These treasures are foods. These are foods. That's fine. And there's another 2 life one. Okay, yeah, so this is our turn. We probably need to get rid of Fish right here. Otherwise, I don't think things are going to go all that good for us. Yep, they sacrificed that to something. Oh, the Witch's Oven, yep. So we're all going to lose a bunch of life. This can gain us a lot of life back. This is a really interesting card for go wide decks. I've been got with this a number of times. It is surprisingly good. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Your creatures gain lifelink until end of turn. That's a big life swing. And yep, so like Fish has 2 blockers right here, and we're going to breeze right past those and gain a bunch of life back, which will be very helpful for us. Skrelv's Hive is okay. Let's cast the Virtue of Loyalty. That animates Helia. That does give us 4 creatures. I think I'm in a Bond of Discipline. Yeah, I think I want a Bond of Discipline. Let's see. We need to make sure we have enough mana for everything. How much damage is that? That's 9. Okay, so that's lethal on Fish. So we don't even really need to pump that much. Let's cast the Bond of Discipline. Everything's tapped. We have lifelink. Yeah, just crack the landscape, I guess. Get 2 basic planes. Go +1/+1 counter both times. Pump this team up. Go to combat. That's 13 on Fish. We'll put Jack very low. Odric trigger, sadly won't get to use it. So when I started building this deck, I actually started it as Odric Master Tactician, and then I'm like, oh, Ojer Talk has a lot of the same stuff in common, and I should just do that because it's the newer commander. Try to cover the new set a little bit. Down goes Fish. Jack is on 1 card and 3 life. I like our chances. They're going to need something really big. Oh, and Virtue of Loyalty at the end step. Untap our stuff and make them bigger. Love it. I can't believe we've gotten this far into the game, honestly. After getting our hand ripped apart, so many things we've lost access to. I mean, this is our exile pile. Just disgusting what we've had exiled. All these things are so amazing with our commander. We could have so many tokens, and I got our commander exiled. Ugh. Turn 10, surprisingly late. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is this all of them? Oh, that's going to be all of them. Well, that qualifies as a big play. That qualifies as a real big play. Now we're in trouble. Luckily, this is only a 3-1. They're going to draw some cards, though. They'll refill a bit. Extinction Event, not one you see. Not one you see. It does miss a lot of stuff, but it's way cheaper than Damnation. I don't know what Damnation's at right now, but it's always been kind of expensive, so. Also, it's Exile. Exile is very important these days. Opponent said that last Scry saved them. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That is fair. For us, the question is, how do we make bodies? This makes bodies. It only makes 1/1s, which I guess we don't need that many. We could end step it, and they might not see it. We can drop Skrelv's Hive, and they'll have to play around. Yeah, okay, that's our plan. Do this thing, and then if we need, do Savine's Reclamation another land. Actually, we can get 2 lands on the next Savine's Reclamation. Chasm Skulker is good and blocky. Back to our turn. I mean, do we untap the Mana Vault? Oh, we're up to 27, by the way, which is so much healthier than where we were. Maybe it's time on the Mana Vault, because we don't have that much. Nah, we'll just leave it. Because we still have a lot of effects to play with. Not paying. Mistveil Plains. Ugh. Yeah. Not really what we need. And you know what? Mistveil Plains makes a 2/2. Play the Mistveil Plains. Make a 2/2. Cast Skrelv's Hive for a single white. Yeah, let's activate this thing. Use the Ancient Tomb. Make a 1/1 with lifelink. Now we're going to get down to the really interesting stuff. Man, it'd be so much cooler with our commander in play, though. Oh, so sad. Skull Clamp the 1/1. Hope we draw things that matter. Horn of Gondor is okay. Oh, that's the win the game card. Moonshaker Cavalry. Haven't cast it yet. Looks like it'll be pretty good if we do. We've got a 2/2. Yeah, so we'll play the Horn. Skull Clamp our token in case it dies. Sit on our stuff for next turn and try to get them with flying. Our thing gets a little bigger. Chasm Skulker will draw and get bigger. Horn of the Mark, rather. Looks like a really cool card for kind of go-wide decks. Haven't really got to use it much, but should be right at home in this deck. Sir Conrad is disgusting. Luckily, they're not super well set up, but are we going to win a game through a Sir Conrad? I don't know that I've ever really done that, because usually when you see it, you just die. Well, they're going to make another one. Oh, which one are they copying? Chasm Skulker? Yeah, that one's legendary. Wouldn't make sense to copy that one. This gives creatures flying and +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Basically, white Craterhoof. So the problem with Craterhoof versus this is that green has like a million ways to tutor a creature into play. White, you can't just like dig this out of your deck whenever you feel like it. Green has so many ways to tutor a creature that is part of the problem with Craterhoof, is that it's just so easy to get to. Like if a green deck had to like deal with some amount of random chance to find it, because the other issue too is that also just a green deck like that can just draw a million cards. There's just like, if it's in the deck, they will find it. It's just statistically almost impossible for them to not find it. 4/4 coming our way. We'll just go ahead and take that. Do we have any effects that we could be using right now? I don't think so. Back to our turn. Skrelv's Hive and Mana Vault. Thran Dynamo is okay. Opponent has 0 cards, so this should do it. Let's just make sure none of this stuff is flying. Think we're good. Moonshaker Cavalry into play. Send our 7/5. So, yeah, finally took one down. Weird game. Annihilator scooped, and then, like, they were just kind of out of it. They didn't have green mana, and then they were just discarding their hand, and there was more discard. Like, if you didn't have onboard card draw, you were just out of the game, basically. Mask of Memory kept Jack alive a little bit. We had Skull Clamp. We got so many things, so many cool things exiled this game. Just so many things you want, including our commander, because I'm an idiot. That was disappointing. Those last few turns would have been awesome with our commander in, right? We would have spiraled so hard. And, like, you know, as with this deck, that's kind of where you want to get. You want to force this game a little bit later, and so that you have the mana to be able to kind of do all these cool things, because early in the game, it's tough for white to make that kind of mana to really be able to do everything you want to do. Anyway, yeah, so as I talked about a little bit in the first video, I think the two main builds of this deck are casting creatures that you can cast before your commander comes in, and will make tokens later on, or you play like a super hard ramp game and then just load up on like X spells, particularly the Secure the Waste, White Sun Zeniths, that sort of stuff, and really go ham with those. And what that deck should allow you to do, that should allow you to run like less creatures and more removal. This deck is very removal light right now, and that cost us in the first game pretty hard. But overall, we had an interesting game trying to fight through the discard. The discard was so nasty. Like I said, we got so many cool things exiled. But there's a lot of cool value bits in the deck, and we were able to make that work. I mean, the power of Skull Clamp, right? It is basically the best card draw card in probably any format. Right, like formats where Skull Clamp's legal, because then they have they had an unbanned Modern tournament years and years ago, and just like they were all Skull Clamp decks. It was insane. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel or vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.